What's up, you nerds? It's your boy Vex coming at you with another MCU exclusive. Well, it's not really exclusive, it was announced yesterday, but this is my feels on it. So buckle up because Marvel is flipping the script in a major way. And it's not just in movies, it's also in TV shows in a cooler way, or at least what I hope to be super cool. So, what's the big news? The MCU, our Marvel Studios, is going to introduce a whole new category for their Marvel films and their Marvel TV. It's called Marvel Spotlight. So these just aren't like shorts and specials like we've been getting in the past, but these are going to be actual TV shows and movies. Like a way, like all new Marvel or Marvel Now was supposed to be like you could jump in this, or if you guys even remember, like DC Rebirth was like that in comic books. Like you don't have to read Batman 1 to get into Batman, right? So I believe this is like his way in the cinematic universe to say, like, you don't have to have had ever watched Avengers, you could just jump in it. So the first taste we got with this was with the trailer of Echo. And listen, there's been some time in between when this project was announced to now. I kind of like I we all knew it was coming, but it was kind of like on the back burner. But let me tell you, Kingpin, like literally throwing that guy against a trash can and like beating him, like, was just one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen. Like Kingpin is that guy. Like I still listen, the very first time I can remember it like it was yesterday. The very first time I was like, "Oh my god, Kingpin is a problem." Was the very first time I saw him in the animated Spider-Man series. Like he got a hold of Peter Parker or Spider-Man at that time, and I can't remember the line. If I could find it, I'll put it in this video. But basically, he basically told him like, "Yeah, everybody makes the mistake and thinking like I'm just some like big fat dude." But allow me to show you the strength I have underneath. And he's like squeezing.
Approximately 2% of my body mass is fat. Allow me to show you what 350 pounds of muscle is capable of.
I'm breaking them and stuff like that. And I was just like, yo. I was like, it's like the guy, like the brick house who is like, yeah, you can do all the cool jumping kick moves, but you have to get close. And when you get close, that's when the problem's gonna happen. And man, like just the fury of like anger and like just beating he was giving this guy was just like it was almost like where he smashed that dude's head into the car in the original Daredevil series on Netflix. So reminiscent of that. So reminiscent of that. But yeah, much like the Netflix show, this show's the first show to snag the mature rating for Marvel. And I believe like I told my friends, like we always have these discussions about Marvel and the latest trend, and I've always like I told them like, okay, like I get it, like some of these movies aren't hitting like Eternals, right? Internal Eternals, but I think this whole phase, without people knowing, was setting up us as the ongoing Marvel universe and the new people who are coming into the Marvel universe, like what to expect, right? And so I kind of think like with the Eternals, we got our first like on air interracial gay couple hugging with a family, showing love. We don't really get that, and that was awesome. We also got our first Marvel sex scene, like, and so that was like I believe like these films, like I believe people are like sort of missing the point. I think all these films are like just little things that are going to go like, hey, this is where Marvel's going. Like they're priming us to get ready for this mature like vision that we're going to have, or these mature series of movies that we're going to have. Even with the F bomb in Guardians of the Galaxy, right? These are all things like there are little things in each of these films and stuff that are getting us ready, and they're priming us for what's to come. Even the whole genetic thing with Kamala Khan, right? Like in the X-Men thing, and even seeing Professor X pull up. Like all these things are just little nuggets to prime us for what I believe that's going to come out of Marvel Spotlight. And like I said before, with Marvel Spotlight being designed for not just us diehard fans, but like newcomers to just hop right in, I think is super awesome. I think that's dope. I can't wait to see like I don't know, like listen, if your first intro to Marvel is Echo, whoa, whoa. Like you're in for a treat. You know what I mean? Like I think it's a brilliant plan. I think they got this. I don't know, man. I think it's awesome. So we'll see what's gonna happen. And hey, before we continue to deep dive in this little bit of news, remember to smash that subscribe button, join the militia, and get into our monthly giveaway. This month we're gonna be giving a PS5 and an Xbox X Series or Series X. The best part about this for me is just thinking about the IPs I think deserve the most detail and attention. And of course, I'm thinking about Blade and the X-Men. And with Marvel Spotlight shining the spotlight on these two IPs, they could really develop and show the complexities of these stories. Let's slice into that. Picture this, nerds. X-Men have a treasure trove of narratives, bursting with themes of acceptance and diversity and power. Their story isn't just about cool abilities, we all know that. It's a profound commentary on society. Marvel Spotlight can offer focused, character driven canvases to paint these stories without the clutter of the broader MCU. And now, realistically, do I think that would happen? No, but I would want it to happen because, to be honest, the X-Men are bright and shiny with multiple powers. And because of that diversity, they're also the perfect merchandise machine. Telling a X-Men story with the Marvel Spotlight might not happen. However, telling I don't know, an X-Force story where we don't get the thing where X-Men never stabs anybody, but he always gets blasted away, or he only ever attacks the Sentinels, but actually seeing him get down and dirty and do what he does best would be awesome, in the vein of Old Man Logan. Each mutant has a backstory that deserves the spotlight. Pun intended. Like I said, from Wolverine to Magneto, there's so much to explore, especially if we're basing it off this whole new age of X-Men comic books. X-Men comic books that Feige himself has been a part of. It, the whole new Powers of X, awesomeness, House of X stuff, amazingness. I mean, Marvel could just use this other platform to develop and give us each character and building them up and making an ensemble cast. Like it would just be amazing. And moving on to Blade, the godfather of Marvel. The people often say, and I've often touted, that Marvel is the house that Blade built. And I know there was a lot of talk beforehand about Blade was written this way and Blade was written that way. Listen, if there's one movie that they need to get right, it's Blade. And it's just out of respect. I mean, again, without Blade, there is no X-Men. There would be no Hugh Jackman. There wouldn't be no Age of Apocalypse. There would be no Avengers. There would be no MCU. That being said, it's important that he gets a focus and he gets a rated R rating. And again, this could only happen over on Marvel Spotlight. Side note, they need a better logo reveal. But his world is dark and the seething with potential, and something they've only touched on in part one that they never touched on again was like this network of other people of color that he depended on for his serum. If you remember the guy he got his serum from, like just things like that was like just left on the cutting room floor of the next couple films, but they can revisit that stuff and keep it grounded and awesome. Just on Marvel Spotlight, Blade would be able to unleash unapologetically just the blood and gore that his world has. We're talking about a world where you're hunting vampires in the gray area of being a hero. Marvel has the chops to develop these complex stories. They've shown us with WandaVision and, whether I like it or not, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The X-Men and Blade wouldn't need to punch their way into the MCU. They just need to bring their rich histories and moral dilemmas and character arcs with them. So nerds, how do you feel about Marvel Spotlight bringing these intricate tales and stories into the light? Can Marvel Spotlight bring us the depth and nuance that the X-Men and Blade deserve? Drop your theories and wishes in a comment below. That's a wrap for me with the Marvel Mania. Keep those notifications on for more updates and deep dives, and of course, our monthly giveaways. This is Vex signing off. I'll catch you guys later. Stay excellent.